Hey, Influence here. What's going on? I got X-Transbots Master Series Ratliff. This is Ratchet, of course, and some of the same X-Transbots stuff is here. Some of the joints that I don't know why they chose to do, but it's okay. I'm not sure how I feel about it, to tell you the truth. I wanted to give a straight review, but I can't give a straight answer. Whether I think it's all up to you as far as aesthetics. Like I said, I'll go through everything and show you, some of the stuff that I don't like, some of the stuff that I do like. And I can say this chest isn't as bad. I know everybody says that, but it isn't as bad to me in hand looking at it. But there are some other stuff that I'm not sure if I like. All right, let's get started.
Transformers reviews, tech and the news, whatever else I use as a muse. Hit subscribe, I appreciate the views. Influences interest on YouTube.
First things first, let's get our accessories on. One thing X-Transbots is going to do is give you a bunch of shit. So it's a lot of stuff here. First you see his gun. His gun's in his hand. He has a blast effect. You can take the blast effect off. It does come on it, but it does come off if you like it off. If you don't want the blast effect, I'll just put it back on for safekeeping. There's a lot of stuff that goes into the sled that I will show. So here's his gun. It's cool. That just goes into the little block. Just has a hole for it. Goes into there. You flip his other hand out just so you can get the full effect. His hand is hard as heck to flip out. It barely fits, X-Transbot stuff, which is what I was talking about. But we got the skis. First accessory. How you do that? It just sticks on the bottom here. There's a little block. Stick that on the bottom. This one has some paint issues. Like, because of the paint, it doesn't stay in well. But you see that, kind of. This is just like, what are we doing? So you have that. You have those ski things. You got a couple types of blast effects. You got these. They look cool. Clear plastic. It's nice looking. You got a bunch of heads. Oh, his crest kind of casts a shadow. But you can see these heads, kind of see what's the difference. And this one that's on, I can't remember which one came on. I think just both of them have normal face, but it's just a normal. I think this one came on him. I like this one better because of the crest. I do want to replace that face, but I can't get the head apart. I believe that's one thing about the directions. It doesn't show you how to do anything. They are pretty good for transformation. It does show you both back and forth. And here we go. So this one came off easy. So I'm assuming you just take this off, take the face off, and then you can change the faces and you can interchange the heads. I do want to change this face, so I'm going to try to get that off later. But I like the crest right here. That's why I put that on. You also get these two faces, which I have no idea what they're for. I'm thinking it's a ghost, or I don't remember. So let me know in the comments what these were used for or what episode. But they're very, very well painted. The whole thing, the crest, everything. And then you get three faces to boot. So you can replace, you can mix and match most of them. And here's the faces. You got this blue, little different eyes, little smile. This has the white eyes. And the silver is nice. The paint is really nice. And then you have the blue eyes over here. Little different type of thing. Then you get this piece, which is a ball joint for Starscream's head. I think it's for the masterpiece. I'm not sure. Make Toys version, whatever. I had that. That was too small for it. And it just wobbled around. But yeah, you just put this joint on there, and then you can put Starscream's head, because then they have this, and I don't remember that episode. I guess he dressed up like Starscream, or Starscream dressed up like him. I know Starscream dressed up like a bunch of people, but you just put these things here and then you put the head on. I'm not going to show all that. So then you get the beaker. Since he is a medic, I think these are the same things that came with Perceptor. I'm not sure, but yeah, you get these 3 things, so that's okay. I guess stuff I'm never going to use. Like I said, if you're a accessory person, X-Transbots is definitely the way to go, because then the big accessory that I think that I kind of like, I dig, is this thing that has all these other accessories that I placed. They tell you, or they show you, they just show you how all this stuff is placed. They don't really tell you where to do. I had to pull some of the wire off because it's just a wire. So I pulled some of the wire off so it could fit in that hole. That hole is really small. It wouldn't fit. It would be tighter if it was just this wire right here in that hole, but I stripped it so I could just at least keep it in there. And then I just go underneath and bend it so it stays in there. But you have this thing right here. You have the whole sled. The sled is painted great, nice blue red, reminiscent. It has this, flips around like that and goes back. I'm not sure why. I don't know if you can put this on his back or maybe somebody's back. Does have 2 tabs. I don't see any place to put this on his back, but there are 2 tabs here, so maybe it does go somewhere on somebody or something. I don't know, but now all his stuff is falling off also. But you have these guns. You can kind of tell where they go. They have the square pegs, so you can put one in the square peg over here in this square peg. Then there's a little round peg piece. This one right here is the thing that can go into his side of his arm. Jesus. Yeah, I ain't editing none of that out because that's basically how it goes. I think it's because of the paint. The paint is great on this guy, but like I said, I think it's because of the paint and it's not working. Doesn't go in too well. The paint is blocking it. You can get it in there, but like I said, you see how hard that is? It goes in. It's in now. So there you go. It'll probably be easier now, but what you gonna do? And then this back here, put this here, and he has that. It's not as high as I think it should be, because wasn't it? It's like shooting him in the back of the head, unless I got it on wrong. Don't know. I do like this sled. Got a little seat for the Diaclone figure. Got the wrenches. Got a big wrench here. He can hold all that. We're not gonna go over all that. So let's finally get to, well, some more accessories. Got the card, of course. Book was good. It got me through the transformation, and also it goes backwards from vehicle to robot, so that's a great thing. And you see the box, nothing special, a little smaller than I thought it would be, but it's a little compact. They got the accessories underneath. Let's just compare him. I'm only comparing him to Ratchet. This is Masterpiece Ratchet. Now I got him because, or Ironhide, what am I talking about? I got him because I like the bots that are similar, that are the same. I like little differences between them. I do like how that looks on my shelf. So I usually get different companies when they're twins, like the twin bots. You know, there's a few twin bots, but yeah, I usually like to get the different companies just so they look a little different, more than what they're going to look like if they're by the same company. So yeah, they look fine together to me, and you can really see the differences in what's going on. X-Transbots is definitely heavier than this, more die cast in this than this. This is OG. I don't know what's that. I don't know, that must be, he is a little dusty. Haven't been keeping up with my dusting as I need to. I haven't did it for this year yet. Usually I do it the end of summer, so I'm gonna go. I do it a few times a year, but end of summer is one of those times usually. But yeah, here's the comparison. This is a crapshoot. As far as how it's built, it feels solid, it feels good. But there are some, and we'll get into it in articulation. I'm just going to talk about it now. This little peg that pegs into here is the only thing that keeps the waist together. If that comes undone, that's what you get, and it does come undone. Now you can get it to stay. I know people are like, who shakes their bots like that while they're on the shelf? Nobody. This is a review, so I'm just letting you see it. It doesn't mean it should sway you either way. Like, if you don't like it, fine. And if you do, if you're fine with that stuff, hey, more power to you. Paint though is great. I love the blue right here. Like I said, this doesn't bother me as much. You can get it as close as possible. The only thing I don't like is it looks unfinished in here. Like, they did a lot of gymnastics to get it compact and to get it like more like the cartoon than I say the official. But if you're going to go that route, I just don't know why you don't go all the way. Like, if you're going to make it all types of frustrating transformation, it's not super frustrating either, just to let you know. But if, like I said, if you're going to make it that route, y'all know what I'm talking about, then just go all the way with it and make it super frustrating to transform. But let's go over articulation while I'm talking about that stuff. So head goes down like that, goes up like that, does spin all the way around, and you can get a little side to side, not much, but a little. You got this joint, well articulated. You got all the way around on friction. It's a weird looking joint. Like, when you have it like this, it looks kind of weird. But what you're gonna do, you have a butterfly joint right here, and I think that's only, I can't remember. No, I think it's only for the butterfly joint. You got a double jointed elbow, and I do kind of like how they did it. They made it is jointed here and jointed here. And I'm not sure why other companies can't do that. So that's a great thing right there. So you can get more than 90 degrees, even though the arm is like a weird, it's accurate, but it's like a weird looking arm in the accuracy. Bicep swivel. Hands have the finger articulated. Just the finger has articulation at this knuckle. And then the rest of the fingers are together and they have articulated like that. The thumb is on a ball joint that just moves up and down, and it has two knuckles in and out. So that's pretty great right there. And you can move it like that, as you can see, and you move it in and out. If you undo it, it does come undone. Waist. So you got the ab crunch. He's bending over. You got the 360. So everything that you need. You got the teapot. No, ain't no teapot really. You can kind of get it if you mess it up. You got the skirts. Flap up here. They don't flap anywhere else. So side to side. You do get side to side. Kind of. Yeah, you get some good side to side. So that's cool. Again, this comes undone. And this joint right here makes it feel cheap. It feels really put together, but this joint right here just makes it feel cheaper than what I think it is. You got on ratchets forward and back. You kind of get the hurdles. Bicep thigh swivel built in. So here you get, I wasn't going to show that first, but here's the regular knee, the front knee, and you get 90 degrees. But if you take this up, which it does go up. It's really for transformation, but you could get the full everything. I do like that. Maybe they added it for that as well, because then you can close it up so it doesn't look crazy, and I like that. Foot is kind of a mess, but you get down like that. It has great articulation up like that, and you get a super duper rocker. And I think that's it for this. Let's get into transformation. First thing I like to do is do the legs. Push the legs up, because sometimes I did it like twice, but I forget. So this is hard, because once the leg goes down, this doesn't move all the way and it moves up. So what you got to do, one of these legs are easier. This double joint here, you're trying to move the leg up, but this part, the gray piece, is going to go in the front and down. And this is super hard to move. So while you're doing that, and you see how that panel, it kind of flips up on its own. And that's the easiest I've ever gotten it. Of course, it would be that easy on camera. This side, this might be the side that's hard. So yeah, I think it is. So this side is hard, and oh, okay. Well, it's all right. So now let's work on this top so he can stand up. Arms, the hands, as usual, normal stuff. Just push this all the way in. Pull this out. Flip this so the thumb is at the top, but the knuckles don't clear. Now, I don't think I'm doing anything wrong, because it's not going to go. All right, the knuckles go a little bit further than that. So kind of put it up. There you go. Flatten that out like that. But like I said, the knuckles still don't clear at this point. So I don't know what to do about that, but whatever. Do that, push the arms up, and you can just move them up. Same thing over here. Put that in there. And move this up like that. You can move this like this. Split the chest. Get it right here. Kind of pull that out. Put something in there. You probably need a spudger. I didn't want to do it like that because I don't want that gap to get bigger, because right now I'm fine with it, but it may get bigger. I don't know. Now you can pull this up, and there's two. You can flip that. There's a peg here that's going all the way through, so that's the peg that you're undoing. And there's also a peg here. Now also this stuff is in there, so it may get caught up. Just be careful. You can just move this, and you're gonna have to move this arm like this and then flip it like that. So you might as well do it now. Both sides. And again, get this off right there, and watch the stuff in there. So then you can just move that out. Now you can start seeing everything. This could or could not be pegged in there. So you just move this. Oh, not that. Undo this like this. Might as well finish this waist as well. Push this, after you push that up, push this waist up, collapse that in there like that. That's how this goes. Now you have all this. You can pull this up, might as well. But this right here, you want to flip out. And once you flip this out, just leave it like that. Flip both of them out and just leave it out like that. Now this is where X-Transbots is X-Transbotting. So you got to move this right here around. Flip this in, flip this, I guess, whatever way it can flip. And then you move this around here like this. And it hits everything and goes and hits all that stuff. And it's not the greatest. And there you go. It's where it should be. Now this, you flip this window around like this to reveal the main window piece. Make sure this isn't up, because if it is, this won't go. And then you want to flip this around like this. And this also isn't great on the clearance. They even mention it in the book, which I'm like, well, why didn't you figure it out? But you see, I got it cleared. I'm not going to go extra hard. But so we're there with this like this. And let's get the feet together. Now for the feet, legs, whatever you want to call it. Flip this out, pull that out. Flip this around. Make that all the way out. Push that down. Do it on both sides, you might as well, because you have to. So flip that down. Now I'm going to turn it over. Pull this out. Wait. Pull this out and down. It's kind of on a double hinge right here, so make sure it's down as far as possible, so you have all this clearance right here. Again, on this side, do the same. Make sure it's down as far as possible, because you're gonna have to flip these wheels in a minute. So split this right here. Split this right here. Pull that out. Pull this out. Got all that separated. Then you just spin this around this way. And you can put this back in. Spin this around this way. So the wheel reveal. And put that back in. Now for all of this stuff here. We'll move this down. And this flips over top of here. And that's pretty much how it goes. But then there's a peg right here. That pegs in on the side here. And this pegs in right there. So when you get all that together, and it is kind of a little difficult, but I suspect it'll be easier right now. Yep. Because I did it the first time, probably scraped off all the paint. So make sure this is down. Put that in there. And I do like the pegs because the pegs are small, so be careful. But I like that there's pegs there because it makes you line up the feet exactly where you need it. As I'm struggling, you see, put that in there like that. Now this, I'm gonna be truthful with you right here. I'm not sure what's going on. They said something, make it aesthetically pleasing in the book, but I can't seem to ever get it. Oh, there we go. Okay, got it on camera. Push it together. So they both went together. Because I couldn't figure that out because I knew it wasn't right. But I just, I couldn't figure it out. So then you kind of straighten up the feet and just, you can see it's the back of the van. So you just kind of straighten up the feet and all these tabs, there's like 3 tabs back here. And they're tight, of course. Tearing up my fingers. And you see. So make sure this stuff hasn't gotten crazy. Which it has. Oh man. It flipped back around. So flip it back around. If it flip back around. All this madness. These right here, the light's supposed to look like that. So flip it around if it doesn't look like that. And if it doesn't go, flip it the other way, because it's clearance better one way than the other. You can get it both ways, but you know, you'll be working against the clearance. So now this right here, flip this out. I don't think I ever did that. Yeah, flip that out. It's kind of intuitive too, to tell you the truth. It looks like a lot of steps, and it is a lot of steps, but it's not terrible. And now I want to say the moment of truth, but not really. Make sure all this stuff is right. And this stuff is right. Pull that out. Here we go. So if you got the arms correct, I already did it. These push in around, these will go up in here. I kind of do it last a lot, but I just did it right there because what the hey. Get the arms together. You can do that. Flip this down here. Flip this down here. There's two pegs right here that the arms peg together by. And if you don't have, if the peg isn't where it's supposed to be, turn it around. There we go. I don't know what I was doing. Had it wrong. But like I said, if the peg isn't where it's supposed to go, you just turn it around. And when you push this all the way in, you see it goes flush. It kind of pops this up a little bit. I don't know what type of mechanism is it. Is it just this hitting it? I don't know, but I'm not sure how great that is in there, but I can't see it. So now you just make sure this stuff is in. And this is where you just get everything tabbed in. So there's a tab here, tab here. You do that, you get this tabbed in there like that. Get this tabbed in there. It's not as hard or difficult as you would think. Tab this in last. Again, over here, just kind of tab this in here. Tab this in here like that. Now you want to fold all this stuff out. Pull this back. Flip this around. So it kind of makes that. Then you can flip this out. Flip that out. Flip this out. Flip this out. And you kind of move that down. Flip the other side out. It's tabbed in pretty tight on. Oh no, wait. There is no tab. It's just a tight. Thought it was a tab. So you flip that over. And I think when I'm doing this, let me see. Oh no, it doesn't matter. I thought this was blocking it, but I always done it like this, so I don't know what I was thinking. But then you just get this tabbed in. You can do this up here too if you want. I just say do this after all this right here. So you can even tab this in. Try to get it. I usually get it later. Then there's a peg here that softly pegs into the side of the legs. Kind of helps you get it where it needs to be. And I do like that these are over tabs. So you just clip them there and then you get all this situated. Get that in there. This goes in like this. You gotta push that in. And once you get one side, that's a positive thing too. Like the over tabs are pretty tight. I don't know how long they'll stay that way, but for now they are tight, and I think it's a better choice than like over under. And because once you get that in, it doesn't come out with the other side. So that's good. Get that together. And now you're just basically cleaning this up. This is like it right here. And I can't get it. Maybe you should do that first. Yeah, it looks like you should. Then you can push this in, kind of hold this because it's gonna come up. There we go. The lights always go down. I don't know why. You can move these mirrors out and make sure this is situated where it's supposed to be. Now this isn't staying. See, and that's the tab. Like the tab's not staying because it's tight. Like the whole thing is solid. There are some pieces that may come out. And here we are in vehicle mode. Vehicle mode is cool. I mean, it looks like it. It's solid. Like I said, it's solid. It does have these two pegs, I believe, for some accessories, maybe. So you have the gun. Does the gun go up here? Maybe it goes on the side. Got the mirrors. The mirrors do full all the way front. That could be accurate. I don't know, but yeah, I don't know if this goes in there. That's a big square. That's a big piece. There's a bunch of tabs and stuff. I think it's just transformation tabs, but I don't know. But yeah, not much to say. This is it in vehicle mode. So if you enjoyed this review, leave me a subscribe. Leave me a subscribe and leave me a like, leave me a follow, leave me a share, whatever, and I will get up with y'all in another video.
You know, life ain't no, life ain't no, life ain't no. As long as you alive, you can give another try and take it real high if you want.